sell equipment, we don't lease equipment. Maintenance is it. This is our calling. Our success in the marketplace is customization, scalability, transparency. And I think if you add those three together, you've got one heck of a deal on your hands for fleet maintenance. We strive to analyze your business, understand the vocation you're operating in, understand your operational needs, and build a maintenance plan around it to meet that. The only other truck in front of your truck at our shop is one of your trucks. So, if you need something done, if it's a matter of prioritization, your ops team is screaming for more trailers or more tractors, depending on what day it is, you call our manager, he adjusts the workflow in the shop that day, boom, you're done, you're set. When we come in and assume responsibility for maintenance, everybody working in the shop is a Vector employee. From the general manager, administrative assistant, if there is one there, and all the technicians on the shop floor, including mobile techs in the field. So really, recruiting, compensation, training, management, that's all under Vector's care. I mean, we're very cognizant that our clients have challenges in finding drivers and keeping them. And I think, look at where a driver spends the majority of his time. It's in the truck, or as say a mining bulldozer operator, it's in the machine. So our sensitivity to their quality of work environment is key. So everything as simple as washing windshields at the fuel island and making sure that we're checking the tires, that we're checking the fluid levels, so that guy knows next time he gets in his truck, it's ready to go. All the way to monitoring devices for vibration in large bulldozers, because it doesn't sound like much, but if you've got a vibration in a Cat D9 and that operator's in there for 8 to 10 hours a day, trust me, it's going to wear on them. So we're very cognizant, and I think it's just one of those side benefits of having Vector embedded as your maintenance provider, that you are always our customer. There's never room for complacency or indifference. In some places that we've come into, we've heard from the operators themselves, wow, what a breath of fresh air. When I pull up to the fuel island, you guys are engaged, happy to see me, asking me questions, diagnosing anything I'm talking that might be going wrong with the equipment. There's a real sense of commitment and proactivity from your employees that wasn't there when it was an in-house operation. Now, from a senior leadership standpoint, our core group in Charlotte, we're all ASE certified. We've all walked the walk. My background is tires. We've got purchasing background from one of the largest LTL carriers in the country. We have a VP of Ops who's a classically trained diesel mechanic. He worked his way up through the ranks. So when he goes out to our sites to make sure the shop is running well, nobody's going to pull the wool over his eyes. He's been there. He's turned the wrench, and those guys know it. And there's a lot of cross-pollination and a lot of discussion on a weekly basis, so that, for instance, we'll have a manager looking after a government fleet in Texas. 80% of the fleet is sedans and light trucks, but he has maybe 3 large pieces of yellow iron, Caterpillar equipment, maybe working in a landfill, municipal landfill. And he encounters an issue with a track issue or cylinder problem. He can pick up the phone and call our GM down in Florida at one of our phosphate mining operations, who has 25 D10 Caterpillars in his care, and he can ask him anything he wants. He can say, hey, I've got this problem, what do you recommend? And then once they diagnose it, one of the other managers can tell him, and here's where you go get the part for the most competitive price. No day is the same. We deal with intensive off-road 24/7 mining environments, to food service, to handling government accounts with fire, EMS, and police vehicles, that when you do a PM on a squad car, a patrol car, I mean, that guy's going to roll out of there, and literally in 10 seconds, he could be running flat out in pursuit. So you better know that you've done your checks and done them twice. And that's what we instill in our teams in the field. This is a very serious business. We're very committed. We understand that people's lives are in our hands when they get in that equipment. And I mean, we really, really take it seriously. Our technicians are part of the solution. We encourage them to come with ideas and improvements that they see, because they're the guys touching the equipment. They're the hands-on folks. And so we filter those ideas up to our clients, and from vehicle recommendations to maintenance intervals, our clients are relying on us daily for that type of input to make better decisions so that their operators can be safer and more effective in the field. There's a multitude of avenues that we engage with on training. There's web-based training, there's hands-on training at the site, and then naturally there's more technical training that's done at a manufacturer's training center. So we have a training plan that's managed by our Director of Field Operations, and every technician has to go through training. It's not optional, it's mandatory. Now, some of the key benefits that from a technician retention standpoint are key is training. These guys want to be better. They want to understand how to service the newer equipment. They want to be current and relevant as a technician as the industry moves forward. We want that, our clients want that. So it's kind of a trifecta between Vector from a management standpoint, our technicians and the client all driving in the same direction to make sure that yes, we're going to give you opportunities to be trained, we're going to incentivize you to be trained. So we pay for our technicians to take the course. Often if they pass it and receive the certification, we'll give them a kicker for that too. So everybody's pulling in the same direction as it relates to training. The umbrella with which we manage all the shops is a TMT-based fleet management information system. It's a cloud-based system. So if you have an internet connection, you can plug into our system. And it's great because the information and the data is stored at a secure location with multiple backups every day. And there's a high degree of security and confidence in knowing that your information is always secure. Even if the shop burned to the ground, the next day you could be up and running with the system. We have a dedicated team in our corporate office that focuses solely on this discipline, and it really yields benefits to clients because, again, they're focused on their core business. They don't have time to stop and look at, are my 2010 Fords running better than my 2011 Fords? We don't expect them to do it, and we think that's a tremendous value added from Vector to come in and say, hey, by the way, here are a set of recommendations based on data. Data-driven decisions usually are the best ones. The accountants love the fixed rate. It's very easy to plug that in, but it's very expensive. Our job is to minimize the billing per month. We want to drive costs down. Our big reward is creating and establishing long-term relationships. So I don't look at what have you delivered this month or this quarter or this year from a revenue or margin standpoint. We look at it 3, 5, 10 years down the road. And our two largest clients still today have been with us over 15 years. We talk to our clients, we prompt them to explain to the degree they're comfortable, what are their business plans? What new concepts or customers are coming on board? What impact will that have on the fleet? Are you going to have longer routes, shorter routes? Is your utilization going up? Are you going to expand or contract the fleet? All of these things allow us to react more precisely and quickly, again, to track with the client's activities to make sure we're maximizing our impact on the bottom line. As part of the sales process, we bring a lot of potential clients to one of our mining facilities in Central Florida. And when those folks drive around and see 1,700 pieces of equipment ranging from Chevy 1500 pickups to D11 dozers to diesel water jacks, they understand the breadth of knowledge and expertise that we have in-house and our ability to manage maintenance of 1,700 pieces of equipment that operate on a 360,000 square acre site. We've really cut our teeth with some big projects. And I think from a scalability standpoint, if it's out there, we can handle it.